So what is the difference between the mortgage, the deed, the note when we're talking about property? Because these terms will come up when we're looking at an Alabama foreclosure. Well, let's start at a very basic level. The debt, so that's the $200,000 that you have 30 years to pay at 5% interest, that is the note. Okay, so that's the money that you borrowed and you promised to pay back. Well, is it an unsecured loan? It's just like a giant credit card or a signature loan? No, it's secured. Well, how is it secured? It's secured by the mortgage. The mortgage is the document that ties that debt to the dirt. In other words, it makes sure that your house is the security. So how do they know you're going to pay the debt, the note? Well, the mortgage says if you don't, then they can take your property in a foreclosure sale. Well, what is a deed? Well, a deed is, you might think of that as the ownership. So if I sell you my house, there'll be a deed, usually be called a warranty deed. It says, John Watts at 123 Main Street is selling or transferring or conveying his property to you, Joe or Cindy Smith. Okay, so that's the deed. So what's a foreclosure deed? Well, a foreclosure deed is where my mortgage company forecloses on me. And even though I don't want them to do this, I gave them the power in that mortgage. Remember, the mortgage ties the debt, the note, to the property. So that mortgage says if I don't pay it and they meet all the requirements, then they can, in essence, sign my name on the foreclosure deed. So the foreclosure deed would say on such and such day, we foreclosed, and John Watts transferred or conveyed the property to whoever the high bidder was at the foreclosure sale. So it's important to keep these terms in mind. Now, look, there are a lot more fancy and more complicated definitions, but just think of it this way. The note, what is that? That's the debt. That's the $200,000 for 30 years, 5% interest. What's the mortgage? The mortgage ties that debt to the property so that if we don't pay the debt, they can come get the property. Well, what's the deed? That's how we transfer ownership of the property. So a foreclosure deed, for example, is transferring ownership from the homeowner to the new person who has bought the property. So I hope that this is helpful. If you have questions about maybe you're facing a foreclosure or you're afraid you're going to start falling behind and you just want to know what your options are, what's the best way to handle this, give us a call, 205-879-2447, or you can reach us at alabamaconsumer.com. I do want to say this. We only represent people in Alabama. We get an incredible number of people contacting us from all over the country saying, can you help me? No, we can only help you if you're in Alabama or if your property is in Alabama. And so just keep that in mind. We'd love to help everybody, but that's where we're licensed, and so that's where we practice. So if you're in Alabama, we'll be glad to help you at 205-879-2447 or alabamaconsumer.com. Thanks for watching this video. Hope it's helpful. Bye-bye.